ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. Thanks for listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network, or if you're watching us on YouTube or Broadway World. I'm excited to, as always, the best week in New York City for art and movies is Tribeca. Only like really fancy, good. No pressure on our next guest, but they're good because out of the thousands and thousands of films that get thrown in here, everything, famous people, nobodies, people with an iPhone at a 7-Eleven, no matter what is out there creating content, people try to be in Tribeca Film Festival. And then this film that we're talking about today is called This Really Happened. And it's got our friend Ryan Hadid has been on our show a few times. We've had a lot of some of the people that have been working on this on our show, and I'm excited. Directors, writers, stars, Emily, Olivia, hey, Kallen, welcome to the show.
Oh my
We're
God.
so fancy.
We
We're
are
so
fancy.
fancy.
We did make this with an iPhone in the 7-Eleven, so
Yes,
See?
exactly.
That was what
Love
I
it.
read
I
in
love
the
it.
notes. I mean, we've all tried it.
That's what it's about, in fact. It's just kind of 7-Eleven, the romance of it all, you know.
But
I think I missed the joke, but I got it, maybe.
Just roll with
you're
it.
in the right. No jokes make sense on this show anyway. So thank you. You're in the
Okay,
right
great.
place. Hey, well, I know that that Kallen and Olivia, you all wrote this story. So how do you know each other? How do you all know each other? And how did this idea come about?
Well,
The
Olivia and I
reason-
actually
Sorry.
we met writing this thing. We met when we figured out we were dating the same guy, a Broadway understudy. And then we wrote a TV show about figuring out we were dating the same guy. We didn't know each other before.
Yeah. It's based on the true story of how we met because we discovered we were dating the same guy. Not a sister-wife situation. It's kind of like a cheating situation. And we had a FaceTime call because one of our mutual friends connected us. You know, the digital age, the technology of it all. And I called Kallen and I was like, hey, my name is Olivia. Are we dating the same guy? And then the FaceTime call ended with like, what if we wrote a TV series about this? Ha ha ha. And like, now we're here.
It started as what if we wrote a play? And then we were like, actually, what if we wrote a movie? And then we were like, actually, what if we wrote a TV series?
Yeah. So that, you know, Broadway World, you were
Yeah.
CC for a moment because we were like, should we write a play? But then we were like, it would be so fun as like an episodic series,
Yeah.
you know, each episode being kind of like a hook as opposed to like just having, I mean, we could have like multiple intermissions, but like everyone loves a one act.
Yeah, I do.
We need that tight 90 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is 27 minutes, but
This is too long for a one act. So
God,
yeah.
I wish all Broadway shows were 27 minutes. I'm up for that. Do you wait? So wait. This is true. Emily. I want to know how Emily got here, but firstly, you were all dating someone, a Broadway understudy, and I love the secret shade that you say like an understudy because we're not giving them principal parts. That's not what they were.
I mean, he didn't have one to be
I
fair.
mean, hey, we love our understudies.
Agreed.
I mean,
yeah,
teen-
understudies have an incredibly hard job.
Yes.
Agreed.
You know,
And
but
the backbone of the theater, truly.
yes.
So
But it
how
was-
did you find out that like a friend, there was like a whistleblower?
Well, there's a lot you'd have to wait for the full series for because we totally unpacked the chaos, and there was chaos for the full series that we're pitching now. But we'll say social media played a huge part. Matching Spotify playlists played a huge part. And mutual friends played a huge part.
Yeah, I mean, Robert, if you know a distributor and like a really wealthy, like Daddy Warbucks vibes, financial investor who has a production company, like we will tell the rest of the story. in the pilot, it doesn't delve too far into it. It leaves off on a cliffhanger, it's been like so fun writing this. I mean, at first, it was totally from a place of capital R rage, you know, and then we wrote the rest of the series, and it's kind of morphed into something else, but we're just so excited to potentially tell the rest of the story if it gets released and stuff. But yes, fingers crossed. But we're just so excited to be like on Broadway World, like talking about this, because it's so connected. And I mean, in so many ways, with like, you know, the Broadway understudy of it all, and then also like Ryan Haddad, and then also we're theater actors. And so we're just so happy to be chatting with you.
I'm so excited to talk to you all, and I'm sold because you all hooked me within 13 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't have the same story, but I was in a showmance with a choreographer of a regional production of Rent, and I tried to impress him. Well, I was Roger, he was the choreographer, and I tried to impress him by taking him to Hamilton and getting house seats, and then taking him back at the height of Hamilton, you know, like
That's impressive. That's impressive.
And I knew people in the show, so I brought him on stage, and he stood on the stairs. And then the next week, he was with one of the ensemble members at the Sam's Club.
That you introduced him to?
Yes.
No.
And then he slid in his DMs right from the stage. You know, these are real theater, and entertainment is just like any other shady lady place. There are. Come on.
Write a pilot about it, Robert. Write a pilot.
No, I'm just gonna watch yours and get all my rage watching from your work. Emily, I hope you did not date the same person, but please tell me how you got involved in this.
I was not dating him, but that would make it like next level incredible or horrible. I have my own fair share of dating horror stories. So my involvement was Olivia and Kallen had seen my feature film Crush that premiered at Tribeca in 2019. And that dealt a lot with social media and dating app culture. And yeah, I got to read the script. To be honest, they sent it to me, and I thought they were asking me to direct it, but they weren't quite asking me yet to direct it. And then I was like, oh,
I was too nervous.
Yeah, then they followed up like a few months later being like, would you consider directing this? And I was like, I thought I already was directing it. But yeah, it was great. And yeah, we had a lot of fun just like showing what it's like to date in the digital age. And like they said, you know, discovering that you have matching Spotify playlists and things like that were not a thing when Girls and Sex and the City were happening, or Broad City even. Like, this is really trying to show what it is like to date right now as a 20-something or 30-something or teen, whatever it is. Yeah.
Dating feels like DoorDash.
And there's always
dating feels like Vegas.
Hashtag dating is DoorDash.
Yeah.
You could always swipe and be someone more, like maybe more interesting or better, and you have in the back of your mind the other person's thinking that too. So Broadway World, we like start to perform because we're like, how can we be the person that this person wants, so they don't swipe and find the next person who's better.
It's real. That's so real. That's why I'm so happy to be a married old gay now. But I was, but you know, but it is very true. It's not easy out here. Okay. So me and my husband have a Spotify playlist. So I hear a song, I put it in there. Here's a song, we put it in there. We live our happy little life. And when I fly, I'm in Florida right now doing a show. I listen to the playlist. When I miss him, it gives me the feels. How do you have the same Spotify playlist?
Well, they had different names.
Yeah. Incredible. I wish we could do some, private investigative work or, detective work, but it was just so, wild, like meeting Kallen for that first time and just like unpacking so much. And also what's been even more, I guess, exciting is like meeting everyone at Tribeca Festival, directors, producers, actors alike, anyone. And, telling them basically the hook of the story or the launching pad of the story. And it's one of two reactions. The first is like, oh my gosh, I want to know more. It kind of feels like a gossip session or whatever. And the second is like, oh my God, this exact same thing has happened to me. And that has been so rewarding. I mean, like with you, this guy with Hamilton sliding into the DMs, like, what the hell? This happens all the time. And been so rewarding to talk to people about that, because, you know, to us, it like signals that it's, you know, connecting in some way, and that it's exciting. But then, you know, a big theme of the rest of the series is how out of a place of loneliness that we start to perform, right? And really stories like this, like where, you know, someone is kind of treating you like shit, is usually out of a place of a lack of community, a lack of, you know, being kind of in a lonely, bad place, not a great spot. Because when you're not around other people who can kind of be like, hey, that's not right. Like, don't treat my friend like that. Or, you know, when you're in a silo of swiping, and like you're not, you know, interacting with your friends as much, or not connected, or even feeling like lonely from yourself or whatever, then that is totally a place of danger where like things like this can happen. And it's and where you can ignore the red flags. And it's not entirely on us. I mean, of course, like there were absolutely mistakes made on his part, but it's also us, you know, these characters are heightened versions of ourselves of not being in a great place. And I feel like anyone in the city can relate to having moments like that where you're not super connected to people, and then you kind of fall in with like a weird dude, and you're just like, how did I get here? You know, and and then we have stories that maybe turn into pilots, and then maybe get into Tribeca. So,
and you're at the Tribeca Film Festival. Emily, when this baby became your baby and you direct, I mean, it's their baby, but it's your baby because you're on the set with a cast, with a crew. What was the process like to film it? How long did it take? Where did you film it? Tell us a little bit about the cast and crew that put this baby together.
Yeah, it was honestly, I was really excited about the fact that I got to bring on a lot of like my really close collaborators. So our production designer, Carol Kim, our script supervisor, Brenna Power, our DP, Alex Peterson, and our first AD, Nicole Cohn. I've worked with all of them like a ton of times. So it was nice. We have like very shorthand. We filmed it over 4 days all around Brooklyn. We were at Olivia's house for 1.5 days, Fort Greene Park. We were at, what's the theater that we shot at called? Which I've worked at. Triskelion. Small theater, great place. They also let us do rehearsals there. Yeah, each location had to be like 4 locations. It was mayhem and a great time. Yeah, it is. I get a big thrill out of the logistics part of it. And there was a lot of like reconfiguring certain things and getting creative with the resources that we had. So that was really, it was a good time. Also, our editor, Kate Petitella, I wanted to work with her for a while. She's absolutely phenomenal. She worked on Broad City. So like, yeah, just great team all around.
Yeah.
Amazing. Kallen, when you put this together and you shot this, people don't understand the business of film festivals. Like, it is not like you just, you know, put it in a Dropbox and all of a sudden you're at Tribeca. Like, there's applications, there's a process, there's many film festivals around. Like, so what was the game plan, and what was it like to submit this to film festivals?
You know, it's interesting you ask that, because Olivia and I are creatives first, and putting on the admin hat is like, we have to gear up for this. We have to really do our research and figure out what we're doing. Thankfully, I had a little bit of producing experience, and Olivia's game to try new things all the time, and Emily is a great guiding light. So a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of really figuring out where we want this to go, which we want this to be a full series. And we knew film festivals are a great avenue to make that happen. And especially Tribeca is an incredible festival. It's in the city we love. It's founded from a really beautiful place. I don't know if you know about the history of Tribeca and all that. But it was definitely our number one. We really, really wanted it. And we're so thankful it happened.
Yeah, I mean, also for me personally, like Tribeca literally raised me as a filmmaker. I was a film fellow at the Tribeca Film Institute when I was 17. And then I had my first short film there when I was 18. And then my feature was there when I was 24. And they're just like, look, I've submitted a lot of stuff that has not gotten into Tribeca. And anytime something does get in, I'm like, it's like coming home, and I'm just really grateful for them and the platform that they give young creators, because there are plenty of festivals that I think are like, I don't know, I won't harp on it, but I'm like, they really find new voices, and that really excites me, and they are so supportive and fabulous.
Mhm.
Emily, you're one of those artists and directors that I'm obsessed with, and also I'm so mad at. Like I'm really angry at you.
Because she can do everything.
Don't be mad at me.
My first short was in Tribeca at 18. Excuse me? You know what I was doing at 18? I was making blizzards at the Dairy Queen in Little Ferry, New Jersey.
And you're probably a healthier person because of that. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's okay, Robert. The rest of us were eating Nutter Butters and
see, right? Like normal people, Emily. Emily, it's amazing. So for you, what was the moment like, Emily? When you and Olivia and Kallen, I guess we'll ask you all. What was it like when you found out? How did you find out? What's it like when you got in?
We all had funny stories. I normally assistant direct, and I had my first day. I took this like lower level job on a bigger production, and I had my first day, and the director just walked in for this Netflix movie, and he walked in, and I got like the email, and I literally just like ran out because I was like, I'm sorry, I have to go. And like, I was like freaking out. I'll let them say where they were.
I was in. Go ahead, Olivia.
Okay. So I hate the winter here. Who doesn't? And so I took like my first ever like kind of like winter trip, like winter like getaway, and I went to Aruba and just like flew there like, and and then whenever I was leaving Aruba, literally like just lifting off, we got the email, and so I was on a flight, and I was like, like trying to like, I was like freaking out like with my friends, and I was just like over the moon. So like I was like silent screaming like on a flight because I didn't want to alarm the patrons. But I was flying back to New York out of Aruba.
Mine was different. I was in jury duty.
And I was frantically calling both of them like, we have to answer now.
I have so many missed. It's this really intense case, and they're having to like really get non-biased people for it, and I was not going to be one of those. Anyway, so I didn't become a juror, but I like left this room with like, oh my gosh, what did I just listen to? And there, and like so many missed calls from Emily, and she's like, answer your freaking phone. I was like, I'm sorry, I was in jury duty. What's up? Like, look at your email.
Yeah, we had to offer the world premiere, and we'd gotten into another place, so we had to be like, sorry, we're actually not going to do that. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
Which is Cadillac problems. But I was like, I make things probably unnecessarily urgent, but I was just so excited.
No, it's pretty urgent. And you had your world premiere already. It has premiered. So what was it like for each of you when you got to sit in the theater and see it on the screen?
Oh my God, it was so much fun. I mean, so we've been, Kallen and I have been working on this for so long, and then Emily also got on board pretty early on into our journey as well. So like all three of us have just, been throwing notes at it and throwing things, and we've just been with it. I mean, we love our child, our only child. We love her so much, but like it's just a long time to be with something, and like, and so we were so excited for the premiere, but then watching it, it was crazy. It was so much fun. I mean, we literally heard people in the audience going like, oh no, girl, don't go there, girl. Oh shit. Like people reacting, and it honestly felt like a sporting event, truly. Like people were like screaming at the screen, like freaking out. And it also was like, that premiere high, because we're in a showcase with 3 other pilots. So like everyone was there, super supportive, all that stuff. And but it was really, really epic and so exciting to hear everyone's raw reactions. And we have another screening tonight in the evening, and then another one in the afternoon on Sunday. So we're also excited to kind of just gauge like, other reactions outside of kind of the premiere space.
Yeah. And there was so much laughter. We like couldn't hear some of the dialogue. It was awesome. We've been staring at this thing for so dang long that we kind of forgot it was funny.
My favorite part is that the programmer, Eliza Domnitz, she programs the Now section, which is indie episodic. She came up to me yesterday. She's like, Emily, we have to talk about that premiere audience. Like, that was insane. I was like, I'm happy you thought so too. But yeah, we'll see what the next two are like. I'm sure it'll be a little different.
Oh no, I'm sure it's going to be a blast. I'm sure people are going to. The premise itself just lends to me laughing. So I
Yeah.
mean, it is just built for that. So how can we support? How do we follow you all? How do we help this? What do we do?
Just get the word out. I mean, and really, we want the desire to be there, and we think it is for a full series, a series that's not just, we're exploring our initial meeting origin story as the launching pad, but there's so much more about when people are lonely. We're like, I don't know if you know, the Surgeon General said we're in a loneliness epidemic, and it's like so much of it is because of our phones and how we are just so not connected, even though we're so connected. But we think everyone can identify with it in some way. So we want the support. We want we just want people to know about it. So even
we need
sharing about it.
producers. We need producers.
And we need producers.
We need, we're part of the creators market. So we're pitching the full series, and, whether it's a streamer or an independent production company that we can develop this with. Yeah, we need someone to partner with so that we can make the other 7 episodes of season 1,
Yeah, exactly. And I think, we're also posting on the gram, we're continuing to post about this project. And, I think, just anyone who finds interest in this, like, we would just love to tell the rest of the story. And the creators market, it has been a fabulous, fabulous resource that Tribeca has lent to us, which is where we, just get to pitch to, executives and production companies and, other people that are potentially interested in the project. So that has been incredibly exciting. I thought the festival was like, you're just going to like chill and watch other stuff, which is like, yes, but this has been an excellent opportunity for us to, continue with this project. So
Yeah. We're going to follow you all. Everyone on the bottom underneath this where you're watching right now will be links so you can follow them to stay up to date. And then one day you'll be like reading Deadline, if you're nerdy like that, and you'll see that their series has been purchased and bought and coming to, or you'll just turn on your television or whatever people will watch TV on, and a phone, computer, I don't know. And you'll see them. You'll pop up, and the story will be told because we want to know the end. I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
We're manifesting it. You're manifesting it for us.
Congratulations. I love.
Thank you so much.
Through heartbreak and drama comes this whole idea and series, and it really shows like that you can build community and sisterhood or brotherhood or peoplehood based on all circumstances, and that we can, sometimes something great comes out of something that's not so great at the moment. And
Olivia's going to be in Kallen's wedding in October.
Oh my God.
Like, it is a crazy, happy, beautiful ending.
Yeah. Like, we're sisters.
I love this.
It's really, really sweet.
So right now, while you're listening to this, when you find out that your person is cheating on you, which I hope you don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be mad at the other person. It's not always their fault. They didn't even know. I mean, if they did know, well, that's a whole other show. But
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tribeca. Yes. Unless you're Emily, and then it's just another year at Tribeca. But for everyone else, welcome to Tribeca.
Thank you, Robert. You were such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us on.
My pleasure. It's so nice to hang out with you all and meet you all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. The people behind this really happened. I hope they get, it's so fun to do shows like this because you're literally talking to the next generation of great artists and art. And I hope that they have a big, old, giant career and life and do great, amazing things. How cute are they? Oh my goodness. If you got cheated on and then you become friends with the other person because they did not know. Oh my goodness, there's so much you could say about this. Tribeca is great. We love partnering with Tribeca and all the publicists. Thank you for setting this up. Thank you to everybody for watching. You could listen to us every day on the Broadway Podcast Network. You could watch us on YouTube or Fridays Broadway World. So we are up and there's new stuff every day. We just interview and interview and interview. And we're in the middle of a Pride month. So you can hear our interviews with people like Wilson Cruz, Joel Kim Booster, Desmond Child, Countess Lou Anne. Hot mess of fun times here on the Roundtable. Remember that if you're an artist out there, support art. Go to the movies, go to a film festival, go to a theater, go to a concert, see live performance. It could be free in a park. It could be the most expensive ticket at Maryland. We go roll along. Whatever it is that floats your boat, support art and artists today, because people are out here putting their heart into it. And as always, the best is yet to come. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everybody.